Alright, listen, I just woke up and I slept terribly, and I'm blaming amazing author and novelist Lily Brooks-Dalton. Lily, we need to talk. We really need to talk. I loved Good Morning Midnight. Beautiful book. Also kept me up. I loved The Light Pirate. I read the first half in one sitting, and it's a little bit of a longer book, and I distinctly remember also staying up until like 2 a.m. reading it. So last night, I was trying to fall asleep, and I couldn't fall asleep. It was a little bit too warm. It's the end of May here, and it's one of those like, do I open the window or do I turn on the AC? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. And I finished reading I'm gonna pop it up here. I think it's The Honjin Murders, a locked room mystery from the 1940s, and I didn't super like it. I'm not huge on locked room mysteries. I didn't love the solution. Wasn't super intrigued, so I was left kind of dissatisfied. And then I'm browsing. Okay, well, let's see what's on my e-reader. Let's see what's in the backlog, and I see Ruins, and I think I love Lily Brooks-Dalton. I love her. Okay, it's midnight, but I can't sleep anyway, so I might as well not be able to sleep reading Lily Brooks-Dalton. I couldn't sleep. I could not sleep. For multiple reasons. Notably, those of you who watched the channel before know that I am a recovering academic. I finished my PhD, God, almost 5 years ago now. No comment there. Almost 5 years ago. And there's a lot I miss about academia. There's a lot I miss about the job. There's a lot I miss, but there's a lot I don't miss about the politics and academia in general, and reading about it is challenging, especially because I'm also, like many readers, currently attempting to be a writer, and I'm also writing about it, so I need to do it contained. And the issue with Ruins is that, unlike in her first two novels, where the scientists are field scientists, the main character in Ruins is at a university. She's 38 years old. She has black hair and olive skin, and is stuck teaching 2 introductory lectures. Doesn't like her grad students, which is very unlike me. I care about my students very much when I have them. And office politics. I read the first 10% of this, and it physically hurt, and it kept me up, and then I couldn't sleep. I was up, like, I would read a bit, put it down, and be like, okay, time to sleep. Not happening. Not happening. Pick it up some more, read a bit more. Okay, time to sleep. It didn't go well. And then I was too warm, and then I was itchy, and then I needed to pee, and it was a whole thing. And now I'm tired. Now I'm tired, and I look like this, and I blame Lily Brooks-Dalton. Also, I do have to say, because I am working on a novelized version of my academic experience, it was really interesting to see, how do I put it? That was the other issue with reading this, and I don't know how I feel about it. I think I would have enjoyed it a lot more before I had the idea for my novel and before I started writing my novel, because now I'm reading it, analyzing like, oh, that's how she's handling this kind of situation. That's how she's handling this kind of scene. Oh, I find this effective. Oh, I find that effective. Oh, that's how she's introducing multiple faculty members, and casually enough to create enough texture, but not have the reader be disoriented. So not only was I reading the novel, but then I was also analyzing the craft. And the thing with Lily Brooks-Dalton's work, she's ruining me. She's very readable. She's very, very readable. Anyway, I am all that aside, all that aside, I'm actually so excited to keep reading this. As much as I needed to complain about it, I'm really excited. I'm just gonna read it much earlier. Um, Her other two novels were slightly like soft apocalypse-y, eco-fiction, cli-fi, that kind of thing, which is a genre I love to read. I really, really love. And I'm really hoping that Ruins will be a little bit of that. The cover is definitely giving a little bit of a post-apocalyptic, post-nuclear fallout landscape. So I'm hoping that soon we'll move out of the walls of the university and into the end of the world and the scientist faced with the end of the world, because that's the reason I picked this up in the first place. Yeah, otherwise, I don't know what I'm reading. I have a couple of things that I've been reading, notably the second volume of Myrtles, because I've been meaning to finish those. They're kicking around there somewhere. I just have this like literally next to me, and it pulled up some dust when I picked it up because at the beginning of the year I started rereading Geek Love. I loved this when I was 17. I think that's a good thing to say about it. I loved this when I was 17. It's about the circus, like a traveling freak show and a couple who purposefully just poison themselves so that they can produce the weirdest offspring possible. So there's conjoined twins, there's our main character is 3 feet tall, albino with a hunchback. There's a telepath. You know, the usual. And it has some dual timeline and is like nefarious. Like the characters aren't good people. And it's fun. Maybe I'll finish my reread. And yeah, at one point I had it with me somewhere and it suffered. This copy suffered. And now makes crinkly noises. What else is over here? Ooh, actually, okay. Hold on. This is just gonna be an update of what books are in the pile, because there's books in the pile. I'm really into cryptic crosswords. If you don't know what a cryptic crossword is, save yourself. There's still time to save yourself. It's crosswords where each clue is a riddle. It could be an anagram. It can be a charade. It can be that the word is mysteriously hidden over the span of multiple words. It can be a lot of things. And a long time ago I downloaded an app to learn them, and I've been doing them whenever I get the New Scientist delivered, because every other week they have a cryptic version of their crossword. But I'm really bad at them, and then I saw that the lovely developers of the Minute Cryptic app put out a book. So I'm pretty far in. I really like the format of this book. It's not technically reading, but it's not reading. I also got this for Christmas. I've been meaning to read more in French. And this is was a hit in France 10 years ago. And I read the first 5-ish pages and then put it down because I need to read it next to a French person, because the slang is beyond me. I did all my education up until university in French. It's my third language, but I am fluent. I don't know if I'm fluent enough for this. So this is a challenge, and it's been 6 months that I've had it, and it's been eyeing me across the room. Like, okay girl, you gotta read this. If you've read it, can you like pitch it to me so that I get excited about it, please? I would really appreciate that. I would really, really, really appreciate that. Okay. And then I got this for my birthday, and I know nothing about it. My friend went to our local indie bookshop and was like, hey, I need a birthday present for my friend who reads a lot and has read everything. And the guy recommended this. The review's great. The little review on the back. What could be more magical than a writer who can flip from hilarity to darkness and back on the same page? I like hilarity and darkness. So, the list of suspicious things stars 12-year-old Malvin, 12-year-old Miv, who's panicking. Life has been complicated since her mom got sick, and now her dad is talking about wanting to move their family away from the town Miv has lived her whole life because of the murders. Young women are dying, everyone is afraid, and no one knows who the culprit might be. But as far as Miv is concerned, leaving Yorkshire and her best friend Sharon simply isn't an option, no matter the dangers lurking around their way, or the strangeness at home that started the day Miv's mom stopped talking. Perhaps if she could solve the case of disappearing women, they could stay after all? So Miv and Sharon decide to make a list of all the suspicious people and things on their street. People they know, people they don't. But their search for the truth reveals more secrets than their neighborhood within their families and between each other than they ever thought possible. What if the real mystery Miv needs to solve is the one that lies much closer to home? It's a very dramatic blurb, but could be fun. And it's an extraordinary achievement. So, I do need to read this at some point. Thank you, dear friend, for getting me this book. I appreciate you. Especially because the goal was to grab something that I probably wouldn't pick up by myself, which is true. So I hope I will nevertheless enjoy it. And then I have been really good about not buying books. I only bought 3 books this year, and they were all at the same time. One was this. One was Minute Cryptic. The other was the paperback of Knife. I read this on audio when it came out, basically a year or 2 ago, and I loved it. I read a little bit of Salman Rushdie prior to it, but I just found that the way he talked about the aftermath of his attack, both the psychological and the physical trauma, was just magical. That's not the right word, but you know what I'm getting at. This was fantastic. This was fantastic. So for those of you who don't know, Salman Rushdie was attacked on stage at a reading a couple of years ago and was stabbed repeatedly and lost an eye in the attack. He was literally stabbed in the face. And he has this gorgeous section in the book about the symbolism of the eye, and he talks about cyclopses, and he talks about clairvoyance, and just, he does these incredible free associations, kind of inspired by when he was in urgent care, and is kind of trying to make sense of what even happened, and is trying to anchor himself in his own cultural understanding. It's really, really fantastic, and there's parts I've been wanting to reread, so I was like, okay, no, when it comes out in paperback, I need to get it, so I got it. And the last book that I bought this year, and we're already almost 6 months into the year, I am doing amazing. I'm doing amazing. I'm trying to be a little better about not compulsively buying things. I got Bell Hooks is All About Love. I haven't read any Bell Hooks. Everyone keeps telling me to read Bell Hooks. I've been on top of writing my novel, working on personal essays, and I'm like, if I'm doing my own personal essays, that's just a fancy way of saying that some of my journal entries look like something I might want to show to other people, especially if I dress them up a little. That's what I'm calling a personal essay. And I'm like, maybe I should read some of those. Especially given that my perspective on love of all kinds has undergone dramatic growth in the past few years, to say the least. Dramatic growth. So I'm really excited to read this. And now that summer is kind of around the corner, I'm like, okay, I need to. So that's that pile. There's an older TBR pile that I'm not fully going to go through, but I do just want to pick it up and show you. These are all books acquired not this calendar year, prior to that. Yeah, prior to that. Not completely in the order they're in. And that I haven't read yet. And that I think I will like because I love horror. I love this author. I liked White Noise, and I think this will be culturally interesting. Everyone's recommended me this, and I like nature writing, and I enjoyed his book Playground, which is the only other Richard Powers I read, though I do have a copy of Bewilderment kicking around. Spooky. Okay, that's it. That's my reading update. And Time to Be Ruined some more by Lily Brooks-Dalton. Really nice catching up with you. More to come.